Hello, welcome to today's workshop. I'm Matt from Osmosis. If you don't know of Osmosis, it's one of the biggest decks in Cosmos. Today we're gonna. Also thank you all for showing up. I was expecting at most 5 people to show up today. This is a lot of people. Today we'll be either doing. I brought 2 options for y'all. One is doing intro to Cosmos SDK, and we can try building our own meme chain today. The second option is we can try starting our own Cosmos SDK testnet from 0. We're gonna vote. Which one? Anyone interested in doing number 1, building your own meme chain in this workshop? Okay, 1, 2. Okay. Who's interested in starting your own Cosmos SDK testnet from 0? Okay, seeing none, I guess we'll go with the first option. Can everyone join this link? Short URL.at/HP38. Are we all there? No? It doesn't work? Does it work? Okay, let's go ahead. So I wrote this brief documentation on building our own meme chain today. I'm just going to follow step by step. Hopefully we finish this within 45 minutes and run our own meme chain within 45 minutes. So first, everyone, control copy first command, open terminal, and simply copy paste. And it will start downloading something. Don't worry, it's not something harmful. Oh. By the way, what we're installing here is called Ignite. To be precise, Ignite CLI. This was a tool created by brilliant engineers in Ignite, who is at the current time getting sued for unfortunate reasons. But yeah, it helps us scaffold Cosmos SDK. So it's really hard to build with Cosmos SDK, to be honest. There's a lot of things that you should know. There's a lot of background knowledge that's required to build a chain with Cosmos SDK. But using Ignite CLI, it lets you do magic with just 1 or 2 commands. So we'll be using this for today's tutorial. Did everyone install? Okay. Seeing yes. Copy the second command. Enter. And it's going to start doing the magic. Oh, whoops. It takes a while. And you'll probably see this interface where it says it successfully created a new blockchain called Meme. Today we're going to be creating a blockchain called Meme. So it created a directory called Meme. So cd meme, and then type ls. It's going to show you this bunch of weird folders that it created by itself. We don't need to know about this in today's tutorial. Once that happened, did everyone get to this point? Yes, no? Okay. We'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes until everyone gets here. Should we go? Okay. Okay. Cool. So next we're going to run our chain. So running a chain in Cosmos SDK is this easy. We just run 3 commands and you have your own chain already. Copy the third command, ignite chain serve. It's gonna take some time. Oh, oops. Ignite chain serve. Okay, sweet. Once you have succeeded, you'll be able to see this interface. Basically, running a Cosmos SDK chain opens 2 endpoints by default. One's an RPC endpoint, one's an LCD endpoint. Cosmos chain-based chains are composed of 2 different layers. Some of you might be used to it. One's the Tendermint layer, which steals the consensus. One's the Cosmos SDK layer, which steals the actual logic or the running logic of the blockchain. So Tendermint node here, we use 26657 port. Whoops. Huh. Oh, I see. Give me a sec. Sorry, my development settings was messed up because I was trying out stuff prior to this workshop. So while I restart my computer, let me just continue on explaining. Okay, so to continue my explanation on LCD endpoints and RPC endpoints, LCD endpoints, which is the endpoint open up for Cosmos SDK, it provides by default Swagger interface, which gives you a bunch of endpoints where you can query different state of the blockchain, which includes I don't know, like balances of a specific account or a specific state of a chain. While the RPC endpoint 26657 opens up Tendermint interface, which lets you query block status of your chain. Okay, let's go. Okay, just to make sure, is everyone here? Did everyone start their chain? Oh yeah, that takes a while though. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's sad. Okay. Sweet. Now it seems to be working. When you go to 26657, this was the stuff I was talking about RPC endpoints. Yeah, the interface here is pretty tough. We do need a better interface for this. It provides you various queries on the chain itself. One of the most things that we use is the height query For example, if we want to query the what happened in block 1, we can see all these gibberish that happened. We do not need to know about this, to be honest, but just showing you. On the other hand, the LCD endpoint, the blockchain API endpoint, which points to the Cosmos SDK layer, provides you a Swagger, as I said before, which allows you to query different state of the blockchain. So anyway, let's continue. Once we're here, number 4 command. So we have this terminal running. Open a new tab in your terminal because we need to have this running. Command T for non-developers. CD meme again. And then run the 4th command. And it's going to show you. So here, block 11. We're at block 11. Once you query again and again, it's going to hopefully increment, which is not, but whatever, yeah. Oh, yeah, here. Latest block height, 119. So by using this query, you can query the state of your blockchain just to make sure that your blockchain is running safe and good. OK, now our chain's running, but it technically does nothing. It has no feature. It has no logic in it. Now, today, for the chain we're creating in today's workshop, we want to have a single database where it contains the owner of the chain, It's going to be a string literal, one string literal, nothing else. So use the 5th command. Copy paste. And it's going to create a state entry. By state entry, we mean like a state table for whatever we're trying to store. Did everyone get to this point? OK, sweet. We'll wait for another 30 seconds. OK, so while we're waiting, just for fun, you can go, if you have a code editor, you can go into this stuff that Ignite created for us. You can try to open it, and you'll see that it has actually created a lot of stuff. I can spend like hours explaining what all these are. Protos, X modules and stuff like that, but we'll skip that for today. So let's get going. So what this did is, as I explained before, it created a bunch of state entries where we can store whatever information we need in the blockchain. Here we see the struct that has been created to store the owner of the blockchain. OK, first things first, we need to know the concept of queries and messages before we make our own blockchain. Some of you might be already familiar with it, but let's just go over it to make sure. There's 2 types of interaction with blockchain available. First being queries. This is similar to, think of it as a get and rest. We only observe the query of the chain. We don't change the state of chain. The second being message. Think of it as a post in REST. We're trying to change the state of chain, and it requires signatures and account. Usually, like when you do swaps in Uniswap or stuff like that, it's mostly a transaction. It requires your signature and then your account. So we need to. We're gonna do two. We're gonna make a query for querying the owner of the chain that we're creating today. And second, we're going to create a message to change the owner that's being stored in this blockchain today. Let's start by creating the message. Just copy paste sixth command. Just press yes. Just to go over, just to briefly go over what happened here, you can see, so like Ignite has great documentations in its website, but just to go over, the message here is specifying that we're creating a message right now. The change owner is the message name that we're trying to create. The message name itself is going to be create owner. The new owner here is specifying that we're going to include a new owner field in the message itself. Once that's done, it created and modified these bunch of stuff that you usually need to do manually, but Ignite did for us. We're going to add, so we do need to add custom logic to change the owner of the chain. Go to X meme, okay, here. This, oops. If you have a code editor, go to X, meme, keeper. Keeper is where we keep all the state-related logic. Go to owner. And you'll have this bunch of code snippets that Ignite made for you by default. We need to add our custom logic to there to be able to store owner. Just copy this code snippet. Oh, sorry. It's message server change owner. Replace it with this. Okay. Let's go over this once again. Go to X meme keeper message server change owner.go. You'll see this generated by default. Replace this with the code snippet I've provided. This code should be pretty intuitive. It just gets the new owner, the field that we've created before, and puts it in a owner struct, and then just sets the owner in our state, and that's it. So you see that like storing a new state entry in Cosmos SDK is not as hard as well compared to Solidity or other languages. The APIs Cosmos SDK provides are pretty straightforward. Did everyone finish this? Okay. We'll wait 1 minute. Yeah. 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 Exactly. Oh, okay. So the second parameter stands for the field that is going to be in the message. So so proto is one of the methods we use to transfer data in Cosmos SDK. If you look at this struct, it creates a new. It includes the new owner field that we've included. If you put like multiples of fields over there, it's going to create a bunch of fields over there as well. Sweet. Thanks for the question. We'll just wait for another minute or so. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a very, very good question. So Cosmos SDK chains, how they usually work. So it's most of you would know that Cosmos SDK is DPoS, which and we have a set of chosen set of validators running chains and producing blocks. How they work is that we have if when the core community uploads a tag or a new release, they build this binary, and then they attach it to their node, and they run it. So if we need a new system or a system upgrade, what we usually do is replace the binary that's running the node. Yeah. 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 Yeah, we also have a smart contract layer in Cosmos SDK as well, which is called Cosmos. It's been like 1 or 2 years since it's been created. As for the points that you have mentioned about upgrading, upgrading core system requires multiples of integrations with validators and stuff like that. So if for software that needs recent upgrades or frequent upgrades, they mostly use contracts. Also, like just to add, then why would anyone use Cosmos SDK instead of using Cosmos? Because it sounds more simpler. Using Cosmos SDK enables blockchain developers to interact with blockchain directly with all the consensus protocol entanglement, while as Cosmos doesn't have access to deeper layers. So that's one of the advantages that you'll be able to take using Cosmos SDK as your development tool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. SDK? Yeah, but only those that are whitelisted were allowed. Yeah. Yeah. So by default in your chain, you can specify if you want to allow Cosmos queries or not. Cosmos queries are usually whitelisted in Cosmos SDK in other Cosmos blockchains because they have security issues. They can lead to non-determinism because they're directly going into the blockchain itself. But yeah, it depends on the chain. They have the option to turn it off or not. Thank you. So to get going with our tutorial, once we have changed this, we only have 2 steps left. So go back to your terminal, type memd, and you'll see that a bunch of commands. You'll see a bunch of commands showing up. What memd is, by the way, is it's a daemon for meme. So yeah, so memd, and you create. You'll get this bunch of default commands. The current commands that we're going to use is memd tx, which allows you to send transactions with CLI, or memd q, which allows you to query the state of blockchain using CLI. We also have something called memd keys, which allows you to manage keys on your that's on your blockchain. So like, for example, when we're trying to sign something using CLI, we need our keys, our mnemonics, whatever in our local environment. That's when we use memd keys to store our keys that's going to be used to sign. So Ignite created default mnemonics by default. If you do memd keys show Alice, we'll see that address for Alice has been created by default and has been stored by default in our blockchain. using this, we're going to send transactions. Copy this first line. We're going to export it as a variable in our command. And then, so here we're sending a transaction. Meme DTX is what we've gone through already. Meme, usually the third parameter of transactions is the name of module. So Cosmos SDK runs in a module concept where like you have different module that handles different parts of the logic. Ignite created this module called meme by default, so we're using it. In production, we use more detailed specifications of logic, depending on which logic it is. But anyway, for now, we're using meme module. And change owner is the message that we have created. Matt is what we're trying to change our name to. So remember the secondary field that we've created to store a new owner. I'm trying to change the owner of the change to Matt. It's my name, Matt. Yeah. From Alice, we're specifying who's sending the message. And we have the concept of gas. By setting gas flag to auto, it automatically computes briefly, or it at least gives you an estimation of how much gas it costs to do the computation for the transaction, and it autofills the gas. So enter. It gives you a gas estimate and the list of transactions and the JSON of transaction that you'll be sending. Interestingly enough, you'll be able to see the same thing when you go to Kepler, or like when you sign a transaction in the wallet, you'll oftentimes see this kind of JSON. It's the same thing. We sign by clicking yes. And then this is just a log of the transaction that happened. Is everyone here? Is everyone following? Okay. Now we try to query if the state of the blockchain has been changed properly. This is the query command that I've explained before. Meme is the module that we're using by default. And then show owner is the get query that has been created by default as well by Ignite. Meme DQ, meme show owner. Enter. And you'll see that the owner of this chain has changed to myself. And we have succeeded in changing the state of the blockchain. This is a very quick intro to how state changes work in Cosmos SDK. I've actually got idea of today's tutorial from the Cosmos SDK tutorial developer hub. It's a very great place to start learning. If you just search Cosmos SDK tutorial in Google, it will lead you to this developer portal. I don't know who made this actually, but I think it's great. I myself had learned Cosmos SDK in this website, so if any of you is interested in developing Cosmos SDK, you might want to check out. Yeah, that's it for today. I hope you did learn something from today's session. Also, just as an extra thing, if anyone wants to just copy paste the second document, I don't know, take a picture or like take it home, it will be useful. It's another tutorial that I've created to start your own testnet. Yeah, that's it for today. If anyone has any extra questions while you're following the tutorial, Matt with 5 is my Twitter handle. Feel free to DM me for any extra questions that you'll get. Yeah, thank you. Does anyone have any extra questions? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So does the Cosmos SDK come to like a front end and how do we visualize on the state of blockchain, for example? Like front end allows you to make transactions, is it having you use CLI?
Oh, are you asking, does it provide front end by default, or? So interestingly enough, Ignite actually provides you default front end to interact with your blockchain but it's in Vue. That's one of the disadvantages. But it does provide you default Vue project that allows you to interact with your blockchain. But no, it doesn't provide by default. You need to create your own blockchain. Interaction with front end and blockchain in Cosmos SDK is fairly hard, I would say. It's mostly composed of either gRPC or REST. But yeah, it's pretty complicated at the moment. Yeah, but it's fine. Any more questions? Okay, let's call it a day. Thank you.